I hate the fact that I just said that. Oh my god, no. Hey everybody, how y'all doing out there? Welcome back to my channel. I hope this video is finding you well. My name, for those of you who do not know, is Andrew, and this November 2020, it's just me reconnecting to all these crazy aspects of myself. The other day I reacted to the first post that I put out on my blog. I had a great time with that. Today I'm gonna be reacting to the first time I tried to give writing advice 6 years ago during National Novel Writing Month 2014. NaNo 2012 was the first time I participated in all of this, which was what that last reaction video was about. I don't know, I'm excited about today, so I'm not even gonna waste any time. Let's just get right on in. Okay, so I'm just on my personal channel right here right now. I just started uploading some content on it again recently just because after I started this channel I was getting some more random subscribers, and so I just wanted to have something fresh. But oh, actually, right there you go. Sorry, there it is, my bad. This video is called The Tides of Darkness folder, and I'm pretty sure this is the folder in question, and this is the book that came of all of this. I do not know what this looked like back then, and obviously this. I don't remember if this was the first half or the second half that I wrote. We're gonna figure that all out. So, anyway, here's my first writing advice video. October 23rd, 2014 was when this came out. Here we go. Hello there, how's it going? This is Andrew Stillman. Oh my god. I thought today I would show you. Look at that hairline, first of all. It's coming back because now I'm on treatment for it, and I just cut it all off, but this is the hair that I'm trying to bring back. You guys a little bit about my Tides of Darkness folder. Tides of Darkness is my sequel. This is this book. Working on the last half of it for NaNoWriMo. The last half. So this is this fantasy book. This is like this much. So, I don't know, it's gonna be pretty crazy. If you've read Mortality Awaits, it's gonna be really crazy in Tides of Darkness. So, yeah. But first, I started out with just a character list so funny. Of how many... Just like going through the whole thing. It changes perspectives a lot. I mean, it's just like Game of Thrones. Just like Game of Thrones. It's just like Game of Thrones. I don't have that many people. It's true though, my stories do not have as many people as Game of Thrones. That was a complaint that I had a lot in the first book. They said I had too many characters. But the thing is, there was only 14, and they all get more attention in the second book anyway, which is what this is all about. AKA, I was just a really shitty author, and I produced a really crappy book that I now, 6 years later, talk really awfully about. Okay. Next up, we have when things start to get fun. Ooh, when they're fun. I did 2 sentences for each chapter. Hey! Get this up straight, sorry. So all the chapters. I handwrote these. This is an exercise on this channel right now under the plot exercise video. I'm just saying, like, I handwrote that ish. On all of these. This is just the last half. I already did this for the first half, and I already written the first half. First half is currently standing at about 70,000 words, and the second half is looking to be somewhere around 80. I don't know why I'm doing this to myself, but I am. So yes. So I do 2 sentences per chapter, just to give myself an idea of what-ish is going to be going on. Now, we are really getting into the nitty-gritty, fun writer life. Okay, am I at least moderately more interesting than this now? I hope so. I get told a lot more these days that I look like Tom Ellis, so I hope that is at least some points in my favor. I then took all of those 2 sentences and did a 3-paragraph, 5 sentences to see how far back this goes. And I went through and I handwrote out for the chapter. Sure did. So there's 20. But I sure didn't know how to make that interesting to share. I'm a big fan of handwriting. I kind of think that all authors, writers, everybody should be handwriting ideas and stuff down first. Agreed. If you put it in ink, it makes you think. I hate the fact that I just said that. I hate the fact that I just said that too. Oh my god, no. Oh no. I'm only 2 minutes in. Oh god. I really like to handwrite things out first like this, as far as just outline purposes go, because I really feel like it puts me into the mindset of the story. I'm not too worried about actually writing at the moment, you know what I mean? I feel like... I remember that couch behind me, by the way. This is the only time I've ever lived by myself, and I was recording off of my computer. Not this exact computer I have, but a Mac just like the one that I have. A lot of the times when it comes to typing or sitting down to write, that we get all distracted and we try to make everything sound pretty off the bat, and I think that the most important thing to do first is to actually get the story down. Truth. Handwriting out the outlines, to me at least, gets the story straight out, because I'm like, okay, you know, what do I want to happen? I'm not sitting here trying to make everything pretty because my hand hurts. Apart from general writing stuff, I also have questions. They're pretty common questions. I haven't answered all of them quite yet. I also made a comment in one of my videos about how ain't nobody has time to go through this, so I'm glad that I did before this. But I have, what do you want to happen? Oh. How do you want to get there? Okay. What are the main emotions and how are they examined? Oh, that's a good one. Where do you see this book going? What themes do you want to cover? So this is the kind of stuff that you're supposed to know. Also, I'm gonna be honest right now, watching me here and then looking over and seeing me on this screen here is a very weird experience, because I look very different, and it's so weird because I looked more like this like 2 days ago before I just shaved everything off. But this beard in this video is actually fresh. This beard has been around for maybe 3 months, because I grew it out right before I published The Immortality Awaits. I think I like to just sit down and actually think about it. Obviously I haven't finished writing it yet, because I got a little distracted writing those 25 chapter outlines, because those need to be done for NaNoWriMo, which starts next week at this current time. I think today's the 23rd, so I have 8 days left until we get started. We all have 8 days left until it gets started. Oh my goodness gracious, what are we gonna do? We're just gonna write, that's it. That's it. I say it enough on this channel, just go write. So yeah. So I asked myself these questions about things I want to happen, how I want to get there, talking about the emotions. I can answer that question. You have read Immortality Awaits. The big emotion for that book is anger. That's true. That's why there's that big fireball on the top cover. I know that fireballs, people talk about them being a little bit on the cliche side. I don't know, they're a little different in my book. And they are a little necessary, I suppose, because they're just part of one of the 4 elements that come through. The emotion associated with that is anger, because I associate anger, fire, rage, kind of all in the same thing. So now here in book 2, what's called Tides of Darkness, and the emotions are... I'm such a pretentious dick sometimes when I'm younger, I feel. People said that to me a lot back then too, I feel, so it's fine. Sadness, isolation, depression, loneliness, and fear. There's 5. And I know that's a lot. It's going to be a pretty emotion-packed book. Side note, saying this now, and what I'm about to go through actually, not in this video, but like in these upcoming videos, this is actually the only book I've ever cried while I wrote. So, it was a very emotion-packed book. As awkward as I am trying to explain it, it was actually like, I cried so much. The fear aspect is going to be kind of examined by everybody, especially with Donovan and company. They have been completely taken out of their element. They are far away from home, they have no way to contact their families, their friends, their old lives, and they are stuck in a war and they're scared. Minus the war part, everything I just said is why I went to New Zealand, so I could feel the same thing. Because, I mean, who wouldn't be, really? But they're trying to find the adventure behind it, and there's just a lot of fear coming from everybody, and it's kind of about overcoming your fears, but then the actual power, the emotions, are sadness / depression, isolation / loneliness. Okay, and what has effing changed? Nothing. Same themes, same idea, same everything going on in Nano right now, pretty much, so. But yeah, I'm not 100% looking forward to writing that, because I think I'm going to be pretty depressed by the end of it, but I suppose that just gets the job done. I cried so much. Next. Oh no. Comes the challenge for myself for the second book. I give myself a challenge in every book. I've said it on this channel before, as if what I'm currently doing isn't a freaking challenge enough. The big challenge. What was my big challenge back then? World building. First of all, whoa. I have been pretty open on this channel about how world building is my least favorite thing. There it is. Second of all, where's that map?
Actually, probably fantasy opera.
That map is what became later on. And then this map is blown up on my wall over there, so. Okay, so weird. I still want to know what like this looks like. I hope I hold it up at one point.
Authors out there know that this is some crazy shenaniganry. So this, so far, is the map I have drawn of Ianaro. I am not the best artist.
It was called Ianaro still at that time? Oh, heaven. It's not even what my world is called anymore. It's like, what? Oh my god.
We spent the first book in here, down in this
I'm literally
area,
so
and then
awkward.
we're going to be spending the second book.
Oh my god.
Here. And then see how there's 4 quadrants, there's 4 objects, 4 elements, see where I'm going with this here. So, I just started drawing this finally. I have a little tiny map between Canaida and Liarda that I drew for Immortality Awaits. Then I needed to get a little bit more into it. So we have some lakes over here, and then we have the ocean lines up around in here.
By the way, I know you can see all this coming. You're welcome for cutting out all of like the jump cuts and a lot of the stuff that's going on in between, because I know that I am not making y'all sit through all of this.
I haven't done any of these yet, which is probably going to be part of what I do for the rest of the month, / why I want to go to New Zealand. Really.
Why I want to go to New Zealand. Okay, first of all, last video, I didn't even have 10 reasons why I love New Zealand. Second of all, I can already tell you that 3 days after the last of these videos that I recorded, that I'm about to get to, it's a foreshadow, by the way, we're gonna get to it by the end of the month, but 3 days after this Nano experience was when I decided to go spend a year in New Zealand, and then, whoa, hello, all 3 of these right here in this video. Whoa.
I have all these places that they're going. Prevacall, Quintervane, Trestinor, all these places that you have no idea what I'm talking about because you haven't read the book yet.
Nope.
But I haven't filled out any of them. Rashtavossier here, Chothi, Tornalder, Ardenway, they're going all over the place. They're not messing around.
This was before I did any of that?
Denaria, I like that name. Denaria, it's pretty cool.
Denaria, I like that name, Denaria, it's pretty cool. That's funny because now it's my world name. So I guess I really did like that name. And I just said a minute ago that my world name had changed. And it's Denaria. And here, in this video, apparently is where I'm... Okay.
I don't know where I came up with that, but it just happened. So I haven't filled out any of these yet, or I need to. I really do.
They're filled out now,
I'm at least working on the map, but most of the world building process is going to come at the end when I've already written out the story. Because the first draft really is just all about the story, which I think everyone can kind of agree with, which is what the whole point of Nano is, which I'm really excited for this year, but I'm trying to be a little bit more prepared because, woo man, last time I was not prepared. I still did it, but I was not prepared. I just don't want to end Nano hating what I wrote as much as I did last time. Last time I found out about it on like October 27th, and I had 4 days. That was probably one of my lesser bright ideas. Anyway.
That coffee mug? Oh my god, that's from Borders. I used to work at Borders in the cafe, and I stole that coffee mug when they were going out of business, and I was really sad when it broke, but I remember, wow, yeah.
As I was saying, my thing actually cut me off. That's why there was that odd cut, because it just decided to stop recording. But anyway, I found out on October 27th. I only had 3 days to get my Nano life together, and then I busted out 54,000 words of a novel that had absolutely no preparation going into it, and it was really, really awful. So this time I would like to have a little bit of a better experience, which, but of course, was no means Nano's fault.
Defending Nano. How cute. Like it would be Nano's fault if I had a bad time. Silly little writer.
Here, but I was moving in the month of November, and having already partaken in NaNoWriMo and being no stranger to moving, I knew I would not be able to pump out 50,000 words in a month on top of moving. Not gonna happen whatsoever. I started Tides actually last year.
Apart from my really awkward delivery and terrible editing skills, I'm happy at myself for my very conscious effort of keeping eye contact into into the lens. This is so bad.
For NaNoWriMo as like a sub thing for myself.
And I said,
like,
Remo.
oh, Nano's going on, let me take this
wow.
to write whenever I can. And I got 30,000 words. So we'll see. We'll see how this year goes. I have one more thing left in my folder for now. Still kind of in the beginning stages of the second half. I didn't do any of this for the first half of the book. Honestly, the first half kind of was already in my head rolling around. So I just kind of sat down and busted it out. And when I got to about chapter 15 was when I was like, I have absolutely no idea where I'm going with this. This was back in June already. And then I took the whole summer off because I just didn't care. And then
I took the whole summer off because that was the summer that I published Immortality Awaits, and that was the summer that I quit that blog I was just at the other day, and when my little writing depression started. So
Nano was coming up, but I'm like, well, I need to stop being such a lame person. I'm working on the calendar, which inspired the kingdoms here of
Oh my god, I made my own calendar. Oh, maybe I should do that as like an exercise sometime for some writers. Make your own calendar in your world. If you're watching this, bonus prompt.
The regions, all that kind of stuff. And then the two big ones here that have been left blank kind of on purpose because I don't even want to get into this debate in my own fictional world. The religion and the politics. Really, this is the kind of stuff that just drives me crazy. Especially when it comes to the United States in a real life situation. United States.
Currently, one of the funniest things about this little event is that recording this right now is November 3rd, 2020, and I just came back from dropping off my ballot. So I definitely know where this event.
One, together, united, and I feel like these two topics break apart more than anything else in the entire country. And I mean, maybe I'll get into that a little bit in the book, but it just bothers me so much because I'm pretty moderate when it comes to all of these things in general. I like to see things from both sides. That's why I have the story told from the villain and the hero, because I think...
Nerdy narrative, Lezlie, if you're out there and you're watching this and you're here at this moment right now and you know because you've been reading my story, I did that binge watch on your stuff the other day. I saw your video about the whole, is the villain really the villain, and your little angsty ramblings, so I got you, girl.
I think that the opinions on what makes the villain and what makes the hero are twisted, contorted a little bit. I'm trying to change it up a little bit. Like, what makes a villain a villain? Is he really that bad, or is it whatever? I mean, that's a lot going on in the rest of the series, so I mean, I'll get there. But I haven't gotten too much into the religion or the politics of the ENRO. It's big stuff, because it's this kind of stuff that then people are going to read and relate it back to their real life, and I'm just not trying to have that kind of a disagreement. But I just try to be like, oh, that's how you think. Cool. I agree to disagree, because that's my life. Thank you so much.
I still feel that way.
For watching. Sorry I got off on a little bit of a vent there at the end.
Ironically enough, I am not going to get into that vent today, but it's election day, so like if any day would be the day right now that I would want to be like 6 years later, because I was in New Zealand during the 2016 election. So...
but yeah, that is currently my Tides of Darkness folder, so I'm getting ready for NaNo 2014. If you don't have a folder, you should get one, or make something on your computer or something to just get it away from all the other files in your life. Because especially if you're a first-time NaNoer, it's not as easy as it sounds. And even when you read people talking about how hard it is, you're not going to understand it until you actually get to it.
That's true.
You don't have a lot of time to mess around. You should definitely try to start hard. Just 1667 every day. Try to do spurts so you can get yourself ahead, because being ahead is the best place to be.
Truth. As of this recording, I'm behind right now on this year's NaNo, so whatever.
Especially, you do not want to fall behind on the first week, or you're probably going to be screwed. So, good luck.
Good luck.
On NaNo and general novel writing.
Okay, you gotta work, bitch. That's one of my recent ones. Hey, what's up, Alex? He's from the Shelf Space Discord. Well, that was super fun. Kind of. A little bit awkward, but fun for me, I think. Wow, I have changed a lot. I really hope that I'm a lot more interesting to watch on camera now. It's not like I'm the most interesting person ever anyway in the first place, but that was a little bit awkward. But I had some gems of advice in there. Some things I guess I would still, you know, know, say. Anyway, so thanks so much for watching. It's exactly like what I just said in that video. I'm gonna be continuing these reactions throughout the month. The rest of the videos of this are all shorter at least, so my reactions are gonna be shorter with these videos. But I don't know, this is still really fun for me to like see where I was at, especially like with this map. To see this not complete was pretty cool for me today, I think. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. Sunday is gonna be my first little writing vlog from this year's Nano, if you want to check that out. My daily writings are up on my website on getrightonin.com, so I don't know, come check me out. Bye.